You're listening to The Boy Who Tried to Mail Himself to Heaven, written and told by Purdy Brock Jenkins. This recording was made for listeners on YouTube, as well as social media networks around the world. It's a brand new folktale from the Purdyville Library, so go on and get comfortable. Grab a snack or 7. After all, 7 snacks are better than 1 or 3. Put your feet up and relax. A good book is always better with a good snack. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There was a time in Leonard's life when he thought heaven was a place you could get to if you had the right postage. He was older now, not taller, not louder, just a little more filled up with questions that no one else seemed interested in answering. It had started the day his goldfish died, not suddenly, not dramatically, just quietly, one morning. Leonard found it floating, still and untroubled, in the round glass bowl where it had lived most of its life doing circles and little else. He didn't cry. He just watched it for a long time. Then he whispered, "I hope you made it." But by lunchtime he realized he didn't know how anything made it to heaven. The grown-ups said, "Up," but planes went up, and they came back down. Balloons popped, clouds wandered. So Leonard did what he always did when things stopped making sense. He got a box. It was a shoebox at first, but he quickly decided it was too small. Then a microwave box. Too wide. Finally, he settled on the one his family's new vacuum came in, a narrow cardboard coffin that still smelled like packaging tape and quiet disappointments. He patted the bottom with towels, put in 2 juice boxes, a granola bar, and a flashlight with weak batteries. He considered a book but worried it might be too heavy for the angels. Then, very carefully, he climbed inside. It was dark, but he liked the dark. It made his thoughts sound louder and his breathing feel important. He poked a hole in one side for air. He taped the lid down from the inside. He had practiced. Then he waited. Of course nothing happened, because there was no one to carry the box. No mailman, no magic, just Leonard, curled up next to a granola bar, blinking in the dark. After 10 minutes, he unpeeled the tape and climbed out. His mother asked what he was doing, and he said, "Trying something." She nodded. She was folding laundry. She didn't ask what. That night, Leonard sat on the front porch and looked at the moon. If I were smaller, he thought, maybe postage wouldn't matter. He went to bed with that idea still buzzing, and the next day, he brought out a scale from the bathroom and began weighing things. Apples, rocks, himself. He figured he'd need at least 15 stamps, if not more. Maybe the forever kind. Maybe the kind that smell like cinnamon. And that's when he got the idea for a letter. If I can send myself, he thought, maybe I can send a message. He wrote it on lined paper in blue ink. It said, "Dear Heaven, are you there? I miss my fish. He was a good swimmer. If you see him, tell him I said hi. And sorry for forgetting to clean the bowl that one week." He folded it in thirds and taped it shut. He didn't know where heaven was, so he wrote, "To heaven. Up." No zip code. He placed it in the mailbox and raised the flag. And then he waited. The letter sat in the mailbox all night, quietly waiting with more hope than paper should be able to carry. In the morning, it was gone. Leonard checked before breakfast, barefoot, hair sticking up like questions no one had brushed yet. And sure enough, the little red flag was down, and the letter was nowhere to be found. His heart thumped once, soft and strange. Someone took it. And then, before he could help it, he whispered, or something. That day at school, he couldn't concentrate. Not on fractions, not on spelling, not even on the applesauce cup he usually saved for last. He kept picturing a mail truck with wings, or a postman with feathers and sandals and a clipboard. He wondered if heaven had filing cabinets, if someone would read his letter out loud in a voice made of bells. For 3 days he watched the mailbox. Nothing new came, no letter back, no gust of wind with a halo in it. Just bills and catalogs and a small postcard from Michigan. Leonard took it personally. He wrote a second letter. Dear Heaven, did you get my first letter? If not, that's okay. I can rewrite it. But I just want to know if anyone's listening. Also, if my fish is happy. If not, I can send better water. He drew a heart at the bottom. Not the silly kind. Just a plain one. Honest. This time he added more stamps. 4 forever ones and 1 with a cartoon character. Just in case Heaven had a sense of humor. The next morning, both letters were gone. But again, no reply. Leonard didn't stop writing. He wrote 8 more letters that week. Some short, some long, some just full of questions like, do animals know they're dead? Is there dirt up there? Do you have a night, or is it just always warm and glowing? And even, can I come visit if I bring my own snacks? He didn't know who he was writing to anymore. Maybe God, maybe the universe, maybe no one. But the writing helped. It made things less heavy inside. One afternoon, while walking home from school, Leonard saw the mailman. He was ordinary, thin and tired. He wore shorts even though it was cold, and his socks were uneven. He looked like a man who carried too much, but had learned how not to complain about it. Leonard stood on the sidewalk and asked, do you ever deliver letters to places that aren't on the map? The mailman stopped, blinking, thinking. Then he smiled, just barely, and said, every now and then, yeah. Leonard nodded. That night, he didn't write a letter. He just stared at the stars until his neck got sore and the sky stopped looking like mystery and started looking like home. A few weeks later, Leonard stopped checking the mailbox. Not because he gave up, but because he no longer needed an answer to feel like someone was listening. Something in him had changed, not loudly, not all at once, but the way ice becomes water without anyone noticing. The world hadn't answered him, but it hadn't ignored him either. It just kept spinning gently, as if to say, you're not alone, you're just small. And somehow, that was enough. He still thought about his fish sometimes, not the way it died, but the way it swam in slow, thoughtful circles, like it was trying to remember something older than it knew. Leonard wondered if heaven had bowls big enough for wondering, if the water was cleaner there, if his fish had learned new tricks, or simply floated peacefully, waiting for familiar voices to arrive. One Sunday, he walked past the post office and paused at the blue mailbox out front. It was dented, a little rusted, but sturdy, like it had been trusted by generations of people who couldn't say things out loud. He didn't have a letter that day. He just tapped the side of the box and whispered, "Thank you." Spring came, the kind that smells like soil and second chances, the kind that makes you want to walk slowly, even if you don't have anywhere to go. Leonard began building things again, little forts, bird feeders, a shelf in his closet that only he knew about. He still believed in heaven, but not as a place up above. More like a place you can build inside someone else, piece by piece, with letters and quiet attention. One morning, while helping his mother take out the trash, Leonard saw something that stopped him. There, in the weeds near the curb, was a crumpled envelope. It was dirty and faded, but he knew his own handwriting, knew the heart he had drawn. It was the second letter, the one where he'd offered better water. He picked it up gently. It wasn't torn, just forgotten, overlooked. He stared at it for a long while. Then he smiled. He didn't cry. He didn't need to, because even though the letter hadn't made it to where he hoped, it had made it somewhere. And maybe, Leonard thought, that's what most prayers do. That night, as the sun dipped behind the rooftops and the birds got quiet, Leonard sat on the porch with a blanket around his shoulders. He didn't write anything, didn't say anything. He just listened to the wind, the mailbox, the hum of the world continuing, and if anyone had been watching closely, they might have seen it. A small boy, a quiet street, and the tiniest nod, like someone who just received a message back, even if it wasn't written down. That's all for now. If the story left something with you, keep it. Let it ride around in your thoughts for a while. These tales weren't meant to explain the world, just to notice it a little more kindly. And if you enjoyed being here, well, I'll be back with more stories, more questions dressed up like answers. Till then, take care of yourself and take care of the goldfish. If this made you smile or feel something fuzzy and wonderful, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Also give me a comment. What ideas do you have for the next story? I'll keep telling stories if you keep listening. This has been Purdy Brock Jenkins, talking slow about things that move fast. I hope you enjoyed the story. It was a very good story. I especially liked the part where Leonard brought out a scale and began weighing things, like apples and rocks. And even himself. What's the biggest thing you ever weighed? Hopefully it wasn't your little sister. Remember for next time that we need more snacks. A good book is always better with a good snack. See you next time, and have a sleepy Joe night. End of story.